Hello, Andrew Kalita here from On Demand HR with a very important update for our clients, associate members and guests regarding the recent New South Wales restrictions that were announced on Friday, the 25th of June, 2021, as well as some of the workplace relations impacts and strategies for businesses. These restrictions are currently in place until at least 11:59 on Friday, the 2nd of July, 2021, and impact residents or people whose usual place of work is in Wallara, Waverley, Randwick, and the City of Sydney Council. These people have been issued with a stay-at-home order and they only leave their homes for 4 reasons. Number 1, shopping for food or other essential goods and services. Number 2, medical care or compassionate needs. Number 3, exercising outdoors in groups of 10 or fewer. And number 4, essential work or education where you cannot work or study from home. On Demand HR's interpretation of these restrictions are that in many ways they are really rather vague. In particular, the terms of usual place of work and essential work seem to have a great deal of interpretation required by businesses to direct employees and to make operational decisions. All of us will have to wait for further clarification on these issues. Notwithstanding this, there are a number of decisions that we expect employers will be making in the upcoming days in response to these restrictions, and it's very important for employers to understand some of the key considerations arising from the Fair Work Act and modern awards on these matters. So if you require any specific advice for your business, please do not hesitate to contact On Demand HR by visiting our website at ondemandhr.com.au. So firstly, for New South Wales businesses, this is the first time that some form of lockdown has been required since the JobKeeper provisions contained under Section 789 of the Fair Work Act were ended earlier this year. The provisions that existed under Section 789 allowed for greater flexibility for businesses to stand down employees without pay and to direct employees to take leave. But unfortunately, those temporary powers simply don't exist anymore. This means that we need to look at alternative options. Under Section 524 of the Fair Work Act, an employer can stand down their employees because one of the following circumstances: industrial action other than industrial action organised or engaged in by the employer, a breakdown of machinery or equipment if the employer cannot be reasonably held responsible for the breakdown, but most importantly, a stoppage of work for any cause for which the employer cannot be reasonably held responsible. In this situation in New South Wales, it may be the case that employers could argue that the government restrictions, such as the ones imposed on the 25th of June 2021, could result in a stoppage of work which they are not reasonably responsible. However, it's not going to apply in all situations in New South Wales, and the specific circumstances would need to be assessed on a case-by-case basis. 2 key things to consider are: is your business located in the 4 impacted LGAs? And is it impossible for some or all of your employees to work from home? If you have answered yes to either or both of these questions, then it may well be worth exploring if your business is able to use the provisions of Section 524 of the Fair Work Act to stand down employees without pay. The other key consideration for New South Wales businesses resulting from these restrictions are the included schedules in modern awards, which were introduced to provide businesses with additional flexibilities to deal with COVID-19. For many awards, this introduced an additional leave type called pandemic leave, in order to provide up to 2 weeks of leave for employees that were required to self-isolate. Based on our current interpretation of these clauses, we believe that it is possible to use unpaid pandemic leave in situations where employees are forced to remain at home as a result of these stay-at-home style orders. As you are no doubt aware, these new restrictions and their implications are a rapidly evolving subject, and the information that we're providing is general in nature and does not constitute advice, as every situation is different. If you'd like some advice regarding to your options in your specific circumstances, please reach out to us at ondemandhr.com.au and we'll be happy to help. Once again, my name's Andrew Kalita from On Demand HR. Hope you have a lovely weekend and stay safe.